afternoon and welcome to Bulletproof. I'm Bob Coleman, your host. And like I said before, welcome to Bulletproof, the show and the program where you will hear from people in multi-level marketing from all over the world. And, you know, multi-level marketing is a great industry to be in right now. And I'm going to allow them to share their story on how they, when times got rough for them and when things got hard for them, you know, they kept going, they kept pushing, they kept moving on, proving themselves to be bulletproof. And you guys know that's what this show is all about, being bulletproof. And so today, I am so happy and pleased to have on the program a young man that I met actually a few weeks ago, and he lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Lawrence Johnson to the program. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Coleman? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. I am doing great, and hopefully you're doing great as well. So, Lawrence, let's start the program off by allowing you to introduce yourself briefly to the people. Tell everybody just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Lawrence Johnson. I'm 49 years young, just made 49 last week, Friday, from right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My background is I've worked a lot of different jobs, and for me, I was calling them dead-end jobs because if they haven't got me to where I want to be by now, they were pretty much a dead end. And the last thing I did, I own my own trucking company, and I did that for close to 5 years. But I got to a place where I felt like that unless the wheels was moving, if the wheels wasn't moving, I wasn't making any money. And I just saw that as another, I felt like I thought I owned the trucking business, but then I found out the trucking business really owned me. So it was just really more so a job. All the responsibility fell on me. So I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I definitely wanted to do something a lot more simpler with a lot less cost. And that's where network marketing got introduced to me about 5.5 years ago.
Awesome. You know, network marketing. Let me tell you, you know, your story was great. Now, you own a trucking company. Now, did you have a fleet of trucks that you had or just one truck?
No, I had a Sprinter and another truck that I had. So I had a Sprinter van and a truck that I had that I started out. Well, I started out with the truck first, and as I went along, I made a little bit of money, and I bought me a Sprinter as well.
Okay, so did you have a driver driving for you, someone driving for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I was driving myself, and then I had another person driving for me.
Okay. Awesome. Now, I know that the company you're with, it's WorldVentures. And tell us a little bit about your business, WorldVentures.
Man, for with WorldVentures, I just saw that you could travel for wholesale and, you know, go all these places I only dreamed of. And I knew that once I started to be able to dream again, WorldVentures was just it. It made me open my eyes to a lot of different places that I could possibly go. You know, that's why I got into the trucking industry, is because I wanted to see something outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I wanted to travel. But I didn't never know that something like WorldVentures was going to come along later on, and, you know, people was going to open my eyes to seeing the world and going overseas and doing stuff like that. So with our company, man, low startup costs and the fact that I can get out here and travel for wholesale. And what I mean by wholesale is just like Sam's Club and Costco. You know, what are they about? They're about buying things in bulk and, you know, giving the savings back to the members. But you have to have the membership in order to get into the club. So that's what I saw with WorldVentures. We're a club that you have to have a membership to get a part of. And we could travel for wholesale prices, and that's what I saw with this company.
Okay, so tell me, let's put the magnifying glass on you. Who approached you with the opportunity, and how many times did it take for you to see it?
Actually, that's funny. That's a good question. Great question, Mr. Coleman. It was actually three or four different people that came at me with it. And I kind of blew a couple of those people off. And a good friend of mine called me up 5.5 years ago. And, you know, I heard in his voice he was really excited. And I told him I would come out that night and just check it out and see what it was. And I knew, I said, man, if this is what they've been trying to get me to do, I'm pretty much going to say yes to it, because I knew that whoever, whatever it was, it had to be hot. The one thing I can tell you as listeners today, this is why you don't give up, you don't quit, you always stay with an open mind, is because I didn't say yes to the first 3 to 4 people that came to, to wanted to sit me down. I didn't, but this was a close friend that I knew, and I just said, man, let me go see what it is that he's talking about.
Awesome. Let me ask you, what are some of the places you've been able to go now that you are a member of WorldVentures?
Well, the one that I just took 2 back-to-back trips to Mexico, where I went to Playa del Carmen, where we did a catamaran boat cruise where they serve steak and lobster on there, and chicken shish kebab and all we can drink. This place was called Azul 5, and it was a 4 to 5 diamond place. And the one thing I can tell you, I had never stayed in 4 to 5 stars. So for me to be staying in 4 to 5 diamond, that was just incredible. I went to Cancun, where I did that trip for free, swim with sea lions and stuff like that, where I got really uncomfortable, because when I got there, I was like, man, I'm not getting in that water. And they really talked me into it. And I've been to Mexico a lot of times, but the one thing that I just did not too long ago is I went to Greece, where I cruised the Mediterranean Sea. And, man, we visited all these different islands. And just me coming from the inner city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I just knew something like that wasn't possible. I'm getting ready to take my grandmother, who's 88 years old. I'm getting ready to take her to Cape Town, South Africa next month in May. So I know that's going to be huge, too, as well.
Wow. I mean, I can really tell by the excitement in your voice, and I can really tell that this WorldVentures has really, really changed your life for the better, and that's awesome. I always give my guests an opportunity to share a bulletproof moment. And what I mean by bulletproof, if you would, share a moment when times got rough for you. It really got rough, where the normal person would have thrown in the towel or quit, but you didn't quit, obviously. You kept going. So can you share one of those moments with my listening audience?
I definitely can. When I first got started, things, they told me to go out and share this with some people, and they told me that they were going to help me. They definitely did that. And that's one thing I love about this company, is that people are willing to go out their way to help. And it was like, it started off kind of slow, kind of rough. I saw a friend of mine who brought me into this, who introduced me to this. He got his 6 people in his first hour. I was one of the 6 that he got in the first hour. And for me, it was like, man, that wasn't happening for me. I had to show at least 20 to 30 people to get 6. And they were saying that was good. That was the average. So I started showing people, and we kept showing people. And at the time, as we started showing people, it took off a little bit, but then we hit what they call a plateau. And it just started falling back. Some of the people didn't see themselves going all the way with it and stuff like that. And this was back in 2013. And if you don't know nothing about Milwaukee, Wisconsin, let me tell you, boy, it gets cold 11 out of 12 months in this town. So it was very cold, December 2013. And I was just like, man, this just can't be. I was talking to people, and people wasn't showing up. They didn't want to see it. I just said, man, listen, I cannot give up on this. And I kept going, and I kept going. I kept plugging. So, man, looking up about 18 months later, I hit a position called director, where that's 90 customers left, 90 customers right. And when I hit that position, man, it was just like, wow, this really could work. And as then from there, it just exploded. And then I hit the position where I'm at right now, which is called marketing director. And, man, I'm just having a lot of fun with it. But at the same time, I would tell people you got to understand there's going to be ups and downs, and that's ups and downs with any business. I don't care what business you do, whether it's real estate, whether it's you opening up your own coffee shop or whatever, there's going to be ups and downs, and nobody promised me anything. So I understood that it's a roller coaster ride, but you got to be willing to stick in there, get yourself involved in personal development. That was a huge key for me, was getting myself into the right audios, the right books, the right listening to the right people, and stand myself around the campfire and listening to the right stuff. Because had I not and started working on myself, I would have been out of here. And I could have been easily out of here after the first 10 to 15 people didn't sign up with me. And, you know, I watch people that get 2 or 3 people that says no, and then all of a sudden they disappear. But the thing is I didn't come here to just get my 4 or 6 people. I came here because of a marathon. I heard this guy, Gary Vee, said life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And that's what I understood, that I'm here for a marathon. I'm here that I understand that it's going to be some ups and downs. It's going to be some bumps in the roads, but it's going to be worth it at the end. And that's what I see. And one thing I'll tell you is, like, next week, we're off to training in L.A., where we're going to a national convention. That they were right. You get to these national conventions, that's where all the proof is. When you seeing other people walking across the stage, having success, and you're looking at these are average, everyday people, you know, you're going, wow, that could be me. Wow, that could be me. Wow, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. And that's where you going that, wow, it could be me. It could be me. To where you turn it around, and now you're all of a sudden, you're like, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. And that's where I was at. And I mean, I just stick and stay. And they say the ones that stick and stay is the ones that get that pay.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on being a marketing director. I mean, a marketing director. That is awesome. It really and truly is. And yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you, my brother, out there in LA next week. I will be out there as well. And we're just going to have ourselves a grand old bulletproof time. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. If you were to speak to someone, a brand new person who was looking to join the industry of multi-level marketing, join the business of WorldVentures, or just be an entrepreneur, what advice would you give them?
Man, the advice I would tell them is put your head down and run as fast as you can. Don't worry, block out all the outside noise, because the outside noise is coming. Your family, your friends, all the doubters, the haters, block out all that noise and run as fast as you can. And don't pay no attention to the stuff that the people are going to give you. Because the one thing that I've learned, nothing else, is people, I knew when I signed up with WorldVentures that I didn't want to take no more broke advice. That's one thing I didn't want to do. Over my 49 years, I've took a lot of broke advice. I didn't want to take no more broke advice. So when I came through that door, I put on blinders, and I said, I'm going to block out all the noise, all the naysayers, all the people trying to tell me what it is, and they've never done it before, or they've never accomplished anything. You're not the person that I want to be talking to. So my one thing what I would tell you is block out all the extra noise, all that outside noise, and run as fast as you can.
Awesome. Well, so you have really and truly proven yourself to be bulletproof, and we've enjoyed your testimony. We've enjoyed having you on the program today, and like I said, looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days out there in LA. Anything that you like to say in closing? Any remarks you'd like to share with the people in closing?
Man, the one thing I'll tell you is if you want to get rich, get 5 things. And those 5 things is you got to have a sense of urgency. You got to be willing to make a sacrifice. You got to have consistency, a crazy work ethic. And then number 5, be laser focused. Laser focused. Laser focused. Don't let nobody knock you off your focus. You do that, you can win at anything. and that's for sure. And I learned that from being in this company.
Awesome. Well, Lawrence Johnson, you are definitely a giant in the industry. Again, we appreciate you being on the program, and all just you've proven yourself to be bulletproof, and that's what this program is all about. So, guys, I'd like to say, as always, if you believe that you can't, you're right. You won't. Always believe in yourself. Never, ever, ever, as Lawrence said, never, ever, ever give up, and just keep working. And remember, guys, in all of your getting, get bulletproof. Have a great day.